One of our viewers, Karen Fisher, had suggested that I do a video on Swedish death cleaning. And at first I was like, no, I don't think I can do it. As most of you know, we just lost our mom. She was 92 years old, but it was still unexpected. We didn't expect her to go. And thanks to God that my mother was a person who was always prepared, always thinking ahead, and she allowed us to grieve without worrying about all her stuff. So this is why I thought I would do this video, because it is very important that we all think about it. This is not going to be a sad video, so let's think about the positive aspects of Swedish death cleaning and decluttering while we're still alive, because it's really important not to leave a bunch of stuff for our loved ones after we're gone. This is definitely something to think about if you're over 50, but even you younger folks, it's something to think about throughout your life, about acquiring a bunch of stuff that maybe even you don't even care about. There's actually a book out right now, The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning, and it just came out and it's on Amazon. So if you're interested in reading it or just getting more information, I'll put the link below. And I like to put this book alongside Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. So you'll want to check both of those books out, because I think they can work hand in hand. When decluttering, think about making your life easier while you're alive. Less to clean, costs less to have stuff in general, less space you need to have to store all your things. It's just healthier not to have a bunch of dust collecting around you. This is where I like Marie Kondo, where she talks about keeping the items in your life that sparks joy. You hold it, you touch it, you're like, oh, I love this, I'm going to keep this. And so you keep that item. If it doesn't spark joy, well, why do you have it? Get rid of it. Donate it, sell it, give it to somebody who will love it. As far as Swedish death cleaning goes, this is where you start thinking about, when you pass, where are the things going? Does it matter to you where it goes? And if you have things that are part of the family history, pictures, things that came from hundreds of years ago that maybe is something special to the family, who is it going to go to? You don't want to have a family war happening after you're gone, or maybe you don't care. But it's something to think about. If you do care about your family at all after you're gone and what they have to go through, then think about these things. Either A, start giving away the things that you do love and that you know that your family will love to the people that you want. Maybe you know this person will want these things and this other person in the family would appreciate more something else. That's the thing you have to think about, because if you die today and your family comes in, are they going to fight over the things that you have? If they are going to, it would be nice if we planned ahead and either give away the things ahead of time to the people that you love, B, or put the names of the people that you would like that item to go to after you're gone. That would save a lot of family fighting, I suppose. Hopefully families don't do this, but I know that out there have been stories of people fighting over something as simple as a spoon, which is kind of crazy because maybe they weren't interested in it while the mom or dad was alive, but all of a sudden everybody wants this one particular item. So do your family a favor and kind of start decluttering now, or don't start accumulating. If you're young, don't start accumulating a bunch of stuff, unless of course it sparks joy and it's something you want to have in your life and you just want to have whatever it is that you want, from artwork to other collectibles or whatever it is. That's, your thing, your life. But at least put, if something were to happen to you, on the item, who you would like this item to go to. And I know many of us think that we don't have a lot of stuff. You're like, well, it's just, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But it's just like when you go to move, you always have more than you think you have. Pull out each drawer, look at each item. Is it just junk? If it is, throw it out now. Why are you hanging on to it? If it's something that you're using now, obviously, use it, but when you're gone, is your family going to want it? Surprisingly, sometimes small items people will fight over, so put the name like I said, make it real easy. Put the name of the person you want to have on the item, underneath or wherever. The other thing you can do that's not really decluttering, but to help your family after, if you could afford it, and if you can't afford it, they probably maybe can't afford it later, so try to figure a way out to afford and plan maybe this ahead of time, is your funeral. I know that sounds a little morbid, but I don't think it is. I think it's really smart planning ahead of time if you do care about your family a little bit. If you don't have the money, maybe you could put it in a will that you just want to be cremated. That's usually the most affordable way. If you don't plan on being buried in the cemetery, then that'll save money. If you don't want to have a funeral, that'll save money. Having a full funeral can be very expensive. I'm not even sure exactly what it is these days, but I thank God that my mom had it all planned out years ago. She had it all taken care of, all down to the luncheon after the funeral. So that's something that's very helpful, so the family could just grieve and not worry about all the little odds and ends. I know many of you will be totally against doing any of this because it scares you, but we all are going to go one day or another, one way or the other. We don't come out of life alive. We will pass on. If you're an atheist, well, then you just close your eyes, and if you're a believer in something more, you'll open your eyes and you'll be wherever it is that you think that you'll be. And I don't know if we can see what happens to our belongings after we're gone. I don't know if we care. Whatever your beliefs are, I think it's a nice thought to be able to take care of these things ahead of time and to give the things that you do love to the people that you want to have. And maybe you can enjoy it while you're alive, seeing them have these things. So I think we all can work on this Swedish death cleaning along with Marie Kondo's way of decluttering and put it together so it's not, like I said, a morbid thing to do. It takes time to start decluttering if you're older and if you accumulated stuff from your own parents or from siblings that have passed on or whatever. And so you want to start now because it takes a long time. Doesn't mean you have to get rid of everything. You're still alive. Enjoy the stuff that you have, right? So I'm not saying get rid of all the stuff that you love and enjoy. Keep those things. That's important. But put a name on it just for in case we leave this place before we expect. I've talked about decluttering, minimalizing in other videos, and really this is no different, the Swedish death cleaning, than decluttering for any other reason. Except for it's just another reason to declutter. As I'm speaking, I'm thinking this is not much different, except for the fact that what things I do want to keep, I have to make sure people know who I want it to go to afterwards. Or you could just put it in a will saying everybody, sell everything and split the money. But a lot of things aren't even worth anything, or some things are worth more than money, and like pictures, and people want to keep it. So that's why I say start now. Do it how you want to do it, what works for you and your family, because it's your life, your things, and what one person does maybe has nothing to do with this person will do or want to do. I hope you think about this and don't think of it as a morbid thing to do. It's just good planning. It's something to help others in your family when the time comes, and it's not a last minute thing besides trying to plan a funeral and then you have all this stuff that somebody left behind and your family has to worry about it, because some people accumulate a lot of things and I really don't know what they do. I'm sure some of you have experiences. Please share below, comment below. Tell me what your family did when someone passed along, a grandma, parent, sibling, somebody. What did you do with their things? Did they have a will? Did they tell you what they wanted you to do with their things? How did you handle it? I'm sure a lot of us would like to know how you handled it, but again, I just thank my mom for being efficient the way she was, and there wasn't much to do at all. Everything was done. I couldn't believe it, even from what she wanted to wear at the funeral. We didn't have to think about any of that, and I thank her for it. So that's all I have for today regarding decluttering. Just keep working on it. It's quite the chore. Sometimes we just give up because it's just too much work. So we were like, just put it back in the box and stick it back up in the attic, and we'll worry about it later. So if you can, just keep working on it. And for your younger folks, like I said, don't start accumulating a bunch of stuff, and not even for the fact for the afterwards for your family, but just for your own life. It's just easier because you're probably going to be moving around quite a bit, being that you're younger, and you don't want to be dragging stuff around. There's a million reasons why not to start accumulating a bunch of stuff if you don't have a bunch of stuff now. Because over your life, especially if you're young, older people will start giving you stuff like pictures and things that belong to the family that you will want to keep. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, please share, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to live a passionate life.